Welcome to Healing Whole, the podcast. I'm your host, Callie. I'm a certified personal trainer and fitness instructor. I also happen to be extremely passionate about holistic living. With close to 10 years of experience, I've worked with clients from all walks of life. I also know a healthy and holistic lifestyle can be a little overwhelming. I'm here to break it down for you and take you on my journey to healing whole. Remember, the materials and content within this podcast are intended as general information only and are not to be considered a substitute for medical advice or treatment. Hello, and welcome to episode 28 of Healing Whole, the podcast. I am here with Danielle and Heidi of FitFam Studio in Connellsville. How are you guys doing today?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Doing really good.
Good. So they just got done with the class. Every Saturday morning, Heidi teaches Zumba toning, right?
Yeah. Yes, 8 o'clock.
How was that?
It was good. Little slow this morning. I think the cold weather kept some people in bed.
Freezing out. It's freezing out. But you should have come and got warmed up here.
That's right.
But anyway, so the first question I always ask is, how did you get into this holistic way of living? So I like to think of fitness as holistic because I think it's a huge part of a holistic journey in healing whole. So kind of how did you get into fitness? How did you get into this way of life? Where did it come from?
Okay, so for the most part, as a child, I played softball as a girl through the Connellsville Softball League. I pitched, and I've always been a little bit more on the athletic side. I liked to watch sports. I like to play sports. And I knew as I got older, I needed to continue to exercise just to benefit me. So that's pretty much how I did. In my early 20s, I probably took aerobic classes. And then 11 years ago, I started with the Zumba, and it has continued since then. I'm probably exercising more now than I ever have in my life. Because I'd start something and I'd quit, and then I'd start something and then I'd quit.
Yeah.
But I've been continuing for 11 years now.
Awesome. So how about you, Danielle?
I really never did anything. I always loved dance, but I was never really a participant in sports. I did play some softball. I did play some volleyball, but never really continued into my high school years. So it wasn't until after I had my daughter that I got introduced to group fitness. And that was with Local Motion and Tara, who brought Zumba to the area. Yeah. And I started with her doing Zumba a couple days a week and just fell in love with group fitness. So that was really how my journey started, and it's been going ever since.
Very nice. And when did you guys get certified?
I became certified in Zumba in June of 2010, and then Zumba toning in the fall of 2010.
Okay. How did it apply?
I didn't get certified in anything until 2015 when I got certified in a Bollywood dance fitness class. And then it was about 8 months later that I got introduced to kettlebell amped. So it was February or March of 2016 that I got certified in kettlebell. And like I said, I originally started first loving dance fitness, but then Callie, when you were teaching strength training classes, and I started taking those, and I got introduced to the strength training and lifting weights. That's kind of when I switched and fell more in love with strength training.
Yeah.
So.
And then Heidi, you aren't just Zumba certified, right? No?
Right. I'm now Amped Strength, which we use the weighted barbells.
And you've always kind of been into strength because you do Zumba toning, which is a strength training class
right.
as well.
Well, when I got certified for Zumba toning, I had to have the Zumba certification first before I could move on. And the studio was not in need of a Zumba instructor at the time, so that's why I kind of went on to Zumba toning. And just being a little bit older than some of the girls, I just enjoyed using the weights, and I realized the importance of muscle mass, and as we get older, the osteoporosis can set in. I did have a hysterectomy early in my mid-40s, so that kind of plays a factor as to osteoporosis and that. So I just knew that I wanted that, and that's where the strength came in also, because we're using weighted barbells. So I like the strength end of it. Yeah. Plus, as I get older, I do a little cardio, but I find that I don't enjoy it as much as I used to.
What drew you to become a teacher, both of you?
I'm surprised I am, because I hate to get in front of people. So it really surprises me. But I don't know. I like Zumba so much. And I think that one of the biggest attractions was from day one. The first day I walked into a Zumba class, And I walked out of there thinking, oh my gosh, I didn't think about anything else in my life, because life is full of stress. I didn't think about my work. I didn't think about my life. I was thinking about exercising the whole time. I was concentrating on watching the instructor. And I think that was one of the biggest attractions, is like, that's my stress reliever. So I just became interested in it, and I liked it so much that I just wanted to go ahead and instruct.
How about you, Danielle?
I actually don't even know what led me to, like, at 37 to decide to, okay, I'm going to become a fitness instructor. But I think it's always been easy for me to get in front of people, or, take charge of a situation. So it was not, and then having that loving dance and having a natural ability to count reps and find the position in the music. So the transition into teaching was very easy for me. So I don't know why I ended up doing that at 37. It was just all of a sudden like, oh, hey, I think I want to teach fitness classes. And so then that's just how it went. But I do love it. Like Heidi said, for me, it has always been an escape from like kind of all the other responsibilities. Like you come, you're working on yourself, you're designating this hour or so of time to just work on yourself, because I really feel like you said, as part of holistic living, if we don't take care of ourselves first, we absolutely cannot take care of anything else in our life.
Yeah.
So it's important for people to realize that it's okay as mothers with young children, or whatever the demands are in your life. It is important for you, first of all, to take care of yourself, to help you deal with everything else that's going on.
Absolutely. It's a huge part of self-care. And I agree, you cannot pour, what's the saying, you can't pour from an empty cup. You have to take care of yourself first. What's it like, I'm trying to think of how I want to phrase this question. What is it like, so when you would take from Tara or take from other instructors, and like you kind of look at them and you're like, oh, it's so awesome. What's it like being in that position now? That's a big question, I feel like. But I'm just thinking of it myself, like, because I sometimes know I get insecure that with the word, like, people look up to me as their instructor. So I don't know. Do you feel like that? Do you feel insecure at all about that?
I do feel insecure, and that's one thing about our studio that we've had comments made a lot. I mean, if you've looked at all of us fitness instructors, we're not the picture that you see on TV and in celebrity life. We're not 20% body fat and size 2s. We are various sizes. We are various ages. We have various abilities. We have Megan, who's a young instructor, up through Heidi and Marianne, who are, in their 50s. So, and our clientele is that. Yes. Our clientele is 20s through, we have one that's going to be 60 in May. And I look at it as, I see them changing, and I see them getting stronger, and I see from week to week that, last week, so-and-so couldn't do that whole routine without stopping and taking a break, and now they're blowing through it like it's nothing. I sometimes feel insecure. I think we all do. I'm not, like I said, I don't fit into that cookie cutter, what everybody thinks fitness should look like.
I don't either.
But I feel like I am healthier than I ever was.
Yeah.
In my 20s, I was a smoker. I was a heavy smoker. I didn't exercise. I wasn't watching what I was eating. And so now, no, I'm not as skinny as I was in my 20s, but, I'm going to be 44 this year. I take 0 medication. And I think when I compare myself to some other 40-somethings, like, I don't feel old. And I think it's because I have my mobility and I have my health. And
I think a lot of it's mentality too, as far as, that's off topic, but as far as age goes, like mentality. And I think the demographic here, the mentality is, you guys aren't, I don't want to say old, because I don't like to use the word old, but you act like you're still in your 20s. You know what I mean? Like when you come in here and exercise, you act like you're still in your 20s. Like your mentality is like, well, I can do that. I mean, age isn't stopping me.
Right.
I can do whatever this person can do or whatever that person can do. And my size isn't stopping me. My age isn't stopping me. Whatever it is, it's not stopping me. And I feel like that's the whole, across the board with everybody here.
I think all of our clientele have that. They come in, everybody when they first start, it has reservations. Are people going to look at me? Am I going to be judged? Everybody has those insecurities. And then they usually leave saying, I feel so welcomed, and I feel, because all of our clients are like, hi, how are you? Who are you? Oh, so glad you came and joined. You're going to love this class. If you like this class, try this class. Because our clients they don't just come and take Zumba, or they don't just come and take strength. I mean, they're taking all of our classes across the board. They know all the instructors very well. So I think in that way, our business is a little bit different than maybe some other gyms that are out there.
That's why I like to look at, I think there's a different mentality, and no comparison at all, but a different mentality when you do look more at fitness as holistic, as opposed to just kind of a way to shape your body the way that you want it to look, which is a huge part of it. It absolutely is. Like, we do want our bodies to look a certain way, to be comfortable and to be confident and things like that. But when you look at it more than just that, I think it can make for a more welcoming, more healing atmosphere, as opposed to just coming in and working out and leaving. You know what I mean? It's more of a family environment, which
is where our name came from.
Yeah.
Yes, because fit is just short for fitness, and then fam is short for family. So we do feel like a family here, and a lot of these girls do things outside of the studio together.
A lot of friendships have been developed here.
Yeah.
And long-term friendships.
Yeah, and support when things happen. You're all there to support. I mean, going back for a long time, always was there to support the community and this and that. So I think your name is super fitting. Did it just kind of come?
We thought about it for a while, and it did kind of just come. Like, we were like, oh, fitness and family. Like, yeah, what about FitFam? Like, we didn't think about it long. It just kind of, like, when we thought about a name, it just kind of popped up. I don't even know who actually came up with that at first, but we just kind of like,
it was Steph?
I don't know either, but it just kind of came, and it's like because of fitness and family, and that's how we feel.
And it was just meant to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how does this work? Because I know that not only the studio is a family, but the owners are kind of like, it's not just one owner, right?
No, there's 4 of us that own it. Marianne Bauer, Megan Adams, Stephanie Culver, and myself.
Okay.
Danielle is an instructor, and then we have a new instructor starting tomorrow, Katie Rieger. She'll be bringing yoga to the studio on a regular basis.
Okay, so this is Saturday, and this will go up on a Tuesday. So she's teaching on Sundays?
She'll be teaching on Sundays at 5 p.m.
Okay, yes. Awesome.
Other than next Sunday, because Con Area will have their musical being held here, and they be using our studio for costume changes and things like that. So we just, and they have a matinee on Sunday. So other than that, she'll be teaching every Sunday at 5.
Okay. And how did you guys, how did the community center happen? Because you weren't always in the community center.
No, this is our 3rd location, actually, from the time Tara started the studio. And it's been under a few different names and a few different owners. We were in another building, and the building, it was just our landlord wasn't taking care of some things, and we had the responsibility of paying our electric bill. And it just, in a commercial building like that, it was really expensive. So we just started looking for another place, and somebody knew Kevin Ghost, and Kevin offered this big room up here.
I love Kevin.
Yeah, so he offered, we had this space up here we could come look at if we wanted to. So we did, and within, I think we looked at last February, and by April we were in it.
And you guys did so much work to it. If you have not seen the studio, you need to come down for one and take a class, but get on Facebook and look up their Facebook and look at the studio, because you guys did so much work to it.
Thank you. We got it painted within 2 weeks. 2 weekends we spent here just doing as much as we possibly could just to get it up and running. And then, of course, we're still doing things that we want to do right now, but it's functional.
Yeah, no.
And it looks nice.
It's beautiful. And it goes back to the family thing, because you guys it wasn't just one instructor that did it. I mean, a lot of people helped, didn't they?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, our families, our husbands came down and helped put up some of the things, create some of the decorations, and
yeah, Megan's mom came. Yeah, we had a lot of people helping us.
That's awesome. That's fantastic. And I think that's also a testament too, that you said how the studio has changed names and changed owners, but you've pretty much kept the same clientele. I mean, you've obviously grown, of course, but you have people that have been here from the beginning.
Yes.
And that shows you how much that it is a family, really.
Right.
It's a fitness family.
Yes.
we even had clients coming down and helping us paint.
That's what I thought so, but I wasn't sure.
The thing about us is we're not a huge facility. We're not a huge gym. So we don't have a lot of overhead. So pretty much what comes in is just pretty much keeping us here.
Yeah.
It's paying our rent. It's paying the utilities that we're expected to pay, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, most of us, all of us have full-time jobs outside of here. So this is just a little side thing that we do. We're not here, we're not making a living off of this. We're just here for ourselves and for our clients,
But you can see how much you love it. Like, you got a hobby that you are all passionate about. Everyone is super passionate about it.
Oh, yes. Yeah, we are.
Yeah, we definitely are.
Yeah, and then, so the other instructors are Stephanie Culver's one.
Yes.
Marianne Bauer. And then Megan Adams, and then the new girl, say her name again?
Katie Rigger.
Okay. And then what are some of the classes that you offer? Well, we talked about Zumba toning, but what are some other things that you offer?
So we have a very early morning Tabata class that Marianne teaches. So she comes 3 days a week. Is it 4:45?
I think it is 4:45.
4:45 in the morning for the early people that like to get their workout in before work.
Can you explain what Tabata is?
So it's basically like a high-intensity interval training class.
Okay.
So you're doing intervals. She'll give you an exercise to do for a certain amount of time. You do that exercise as many reps as you can do in that amount of time, and then you switch. So sometimes she'll do stations, sometimes she'll do deck of cards, sometimes it's partners. She uses all different kinds of equipment, kettlebells, dumbbells, the weighted plates, resistance bands. So
Always changing.
Yes, it's always changing. Every class you come to is going to be different. Sometimes she has them running the steps. Sometimes she'll take them out, make them run around the building and come up.
I've seen them running through town before.
Yeah, you never know what she's going to set them up for. So it's definitely changes every class, and it's a good time.
And she has a dedicated group that comes in the morning.
She absolutely does have a group that likes to come and get their workout in before they go to work, and then they're set for the day.
Yeah, that's awesome. So what are some of the other classes?
And Megan teaches Zumba. We offer that on Mondays and Wednesday evenings. And Zumba is just more of a dance fitness, and it started out with Latin music, but now it's kind of international music. They use a little bit of everything. Of course, my Zumba toning, which is just a lower impact of Zumba, and we use weights or Zumba toning sticks.
Okay.
We do a couple of the amped formats. So Amped Strong is a brand that's actually local and very dear to mine and Heidi's hearts and stuff. So we have kettlebell amped. So it's basically using kettlebells, lightweight kettlebells. So we use lower weights but higher reps. It's choreographed. So, maybe the chorus you're doing a move, the verse you're doing a different move. So that format also carries over to, we do a fusion class, which is basically a combination of amped kettlebell, amped resistance, which is using resistance bands, so same concept but using resistance bands, and then strength, which is using the weighted barbells. So same concept, all the formats follow the same formula, it's just using different pieces of equipment. So we offer a fusion class on Monday, which uses all three of those pieces of equipment in one class.
What time is that class?
On Mondays, it is at 5:15.
Okay.
It's a 45-minute class, so you're
Okay.
in and out. On Wednesdays, we do amped strength, so straight, whole class, that class is an hour. It is all the barbells. So that's their newest format, and it's the newest class to our studio. And then on Tuesdays, we have body sculpt, which is kind of, Steph and I usually teach that. It's at 5:15. It's another 45-minute class. We use various types of equipment, weights, kettlebells, resistance bands, and then body weight.
Okay.
And so it's basically just, we'll do some cardio. It's basically non-dance, strength training and cardio.
So you guys have really transformed since the beginning, because at the beginning, when Tara owned it, it was just Zumba, right?
It was just Zumba.
And, then as the years went by, it was Zumba and like Bali X was there, some different dance classes. I know Steph taught a dance.
Yeah,
I can't remember what the name of it was. Size. Yeah, for a little while. And then it kind of transformed more into strength training.
We have a lot more strength training now than we did. The last class we have on Thursdays, 2020, it is a high-intensity interval training class, very similar to Tabata.
That you created.
I did. Well, 2020 concept has been out there, but I kind of came up with the formula for the class.
Yeah.
So we do the first 20 minutes is straight cardio. It's intervals. The second 20 minutes is just strength training in intervals, various types of equipment, and then the last 20 minutes is split between, we do 10 minutes of just floor core, so on the floor core work, and then the last 10 minutes we do a nice stretching for a good 10 minutes to stretch everybody out. It's a good way to end, like Thursday is kind of like the end of our week because we don't have Friday classes.
Yeah.
We start back up Saturday, so Friday's like the rest day, so it's nice to have that nice long extended stretching at the end of class on Thursday to give everybody their break going into the Friday.
You know how important stretching is to me, so that makes me so happy to hear that. That's so cool. So you guys have classes Monday through Thursday, off Friday and Saturday and Sunday now.
Yes,
So you have you really do have something for everyone.
we do.
Something for all fitness levels. So you have to come and check it out. You going to say something?
I was just going to say, I know a lot of people are intimidated by the equipment, kettlebells. Oh my gosh, a kettlebell, I'm scared. And they think 50-pound kettlebells and these big burly guys like swinging them around. And so we're hoping that we're kind of changing that anybody can use a kettlebell, anybody can use a barbell, anybody can use dumbbells, and at any level. You might not be using, our weighted bars, for an example. We have 5-pound up through 15-pound. Some girls in class are using 15 pounds. Some girls in class are using 5. That's fine. And then we looked around a couple of weeks ago and we noticed, oh my gosh, not a person in class is using the lowest weight. We've seen them all of a sudden starting to bump up in their weights, which goes to show you that anybody can come and start.
Yes.
You just got to get yourself here.
I think that is important, and starting at a low weight is totally fine, but I think that people are a lot stronger, women especially, than what they think they are.
Absolutely. The 5-pound, I'm thinking, you use a 5-pound kettlebell, you're using it in one hand. You could at least use a 10-pound barbell because you're using both hands. But if you're intimidated by that, and that's why we bought lower equipment, because we want to take away that intimidation factor.
Yeah, absolutely. So you guys also are doing a program right now called Rock Your Jeans. Is that right?
Yes.
You want to talk about that a little bit?
So basically, it is a combination of eating and exercise.
Okay.
So of course we want people to come and exercise. That's why we're here. So try to get here 3 days a week. We figure if you can at least work out 3 days a week, that's pretty good with your mobility and accountability. But the more important thing of this has been the food. So the concept is bring your favorite pair of jeans, that pair of jeans that you just can't bear to throw away because you know one day you're going to get back into these jeans. Or maybe you have a pair of jeans that were your favorite pair of jeans and you notice they're a little bit snug. Mm-hmm. So we asked the girls to bring in their jeans. So everybody brought in a pair of jeans. We took beginning weight and measurements. Basically, we're teaching them about getting all their food groups in the proper portions. So we did a little formula. Everybody's different. Mm-hmm. We take into consideration how often you're exercising a week, because some of us are here more than 3 days a week. Some of us are only here 2 days a week. So we took that into consideration and kind of came up with a targeted, it did give us a calorie target, but we're not concentrating on calories in and out as much. We want to break that mentality. If we're here 3 days a week, I'm sorry, but you need more than 1,200 calories.
Absolutely.
Especially on your workout days. Absolutely. If nothing else. If on the day off you want to cut back a little bit because you're not exercising, but I think people get stuck in, again, that idea of if I eat less than 1,200 calories a day, I'm going to lose weight. No, you're starving. Yes. You're starving yourself.
And everything you eat is going to be stored as fat.
Yes.
Because your body doesn't know when it's going to eat again.
Right. So whenever we do these calculations, some of them are like, oh, I should be eating 1,800 calories a day. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Because I think everybody thinks, 1,800 to 2,000 calories, that's what a man should eat. No, it isn't. Not when you're moving and you're burning those calories off. So we did that formula. We kind of went through some lessons on how to eat out, how to go and not stress out about, my family wants to go out to eat. How do I handle this? Because I think that's that's real life. Real life is we go out to eat. We have to go to a birthday party. You can't pick what food you're going to be given.
There's probably cake there.
Yeah, right. And it's about balance. Give yourself a cheat day or a cheat meal and not feel bad about it. You should not feel bad about it. So we kind of did that. We're a month in. We're actually about 6 weeks in. So we're about halfway through our program.
Okay.
We did a weigh-in 2 weeks ago. So after the first 30 days, I think we have 20 girls registered in the competition.
That's great.
And combined, we've lost now over 80 inches and 65 pounds.
That is fantastic.
So everybody has seen consistent losses. More, I think what people are noticing, and we're trying to teach them, was because we're taking measurements, that you will see like an all-over loss. Like we want to see, equal loss over your body.
I think it's important that you're doing measurements along with weight, because I think a common misconception is that if you don't lose weight, you're not losing body fat, which is not true, because muscle weighs more than fat. So if you're coming to exercise, it takes a while to start building muscle, but you're going to be building muscle.
Well, the funny thing about my weigh-in in particular, I lost 5 pounds in the first 30 days, but my dimensions on my thighs went up 1/2 inch. So I was like, I guess it was from lifting.
Did you start a heavier weight?
Well, we started that strength class. So now I'm using barbells, and we started out a little bit lighter, like I think 10 pounds, but both of us quickly bumped up real quick. Because
Yeah.
you get, once you get used to, and for us as instructors, I'm not necessarily worried about going with the heaviest weight. I just am more worried about showing the move in the proper form.
Yeah.
So it's not really, we're not concentrating on the workout for ourselves per se.
Yeah.
But yeah, we did bump up. Sometimes that's a way to encourage your participants to bump up too, if they
100%.
see you going for it. So that's the only thing I really changed, was adding that strength
Yeah.
training class. So,
That's awesome.
So it was an additional strength training class for me a week.
Yeah, which will make a huge difference. Heidi, so you've been here the longest.
Yes.
Even though you're only 29, you've been here like
Oh, yeah.
many years.
I've been here. I started when Tara started in, I'm going to say, the spring of 2009, and I started Zumba that summer
10,
of 2009.
11 years.
11, yeah.
What's it like to see it
Grow.
go through grow?
Oh, I think it's wonderful. And like some of these girls, they were with me. Some of them don't remember me in the WCBI building, but I was there right along with them. But I think it's wonderful that they've stuck with it that long. And going back to being an instructor, it makes me accountable to be here.
Yeah.
And that has helped because, like I said before, I'd start something and I'd get away from it. I'd start something and I'd get away from it. Being an instructor, I have to be here. So, there's days, believe me, I come home from work and I don't want to come, or I don't want to wake up on a Saturday morning when it's, freezing cold like today, but it makes me accountable to be here. So,
Yeah.
and I'm grateful that these women have stuck with it and stuck with us this many years.
Absolutely, yeah, a long time,
Yes.
time, and through locations
Right.
and all that. So it's huge. I'm going to ask you about your social media presence and everything like that. But besides that, is there anything that I should have asked you that I didn't ask you?
No, I think you've covered almost everything. Yeah,
And
I think you've done good.
You have different membership options too, correct?
Yes, we do.
wanna talk
Do you
about
want to?
that a
Yes.
little? Yeah,
If you walk into a group fitness class, it's $7.
Okay.
The yoga class, we upped it to just $8 to walk in off the street. First time you come, if you've never ever been in our studio before, it's free for the first class. We have a package where if you want to do any 2 classes a week for a month, it's $30. If you want to do unlimited classes for the month, it's $40. And then we also offer a punch card, which you get 10 classes for $50. So you're actually getting them for $5, as opposed to the 7 or the 8. That does not expire. So that's a good thing. And we have some women have worked different schedules and they can't be here consistently, but they can come and go. So they like the punch card.
Yeah, awesome.
We do have a student rate too.
Oh yes, the student rate is I think $25.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Do they have to show or just do you just
No,
on the
I think
honor system?
system. Yeah.
I figured. I just didn't know if that, because I've had to go to different places and I have to show a student ID. But I carried student IDs way after I was a student, so I was not on the honor system. So tell me where people can find you online.
We have an Instagram page, which is FitFam Studio 121.
I believe so, yeah.
Yes, and then we also have a Facebook page, which is just the FitFam Studio. Those are the two
Okay.
ways that we are out there on
And then,
social media.
do you have an email in case people wanted to email with any questions?
We do, but I'm going to have to look it up because I
Oh,
don't.
that's totally fine. Take your time.
Because we don't use it that often, but we do have an email address.
And you post, but people can message you on Facebook too, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So if people had any questions, they can look up FitFam Studio on Facebook. The address, I don't think there's any other FitFam Studios, but if there are, the address is. Is
it 121?
No, that's the old
no,
address.
The
201. Wait.
The email is fitfamstudio121@gmail.com.
Okay, and we're
Okay.
at 201 East Fairview Avenue. We're in the community center on the second floor,
Yes.
and our 212 is our room number.
And there is an elevator in case anybody is scared of steps.
There is.
So you can.
We're hoping they don't have to use the elevator if they're coming to a fitness class.
might
But if they want to carry like heavy equipment in or something, then that's
That's another thing, equipment. So if you are coming to class, all the classes that we offer, and we talked about the various types of equipment, you do not have to bring anything. We have mats, we have weights, we have everything that you would need to take a class here we have. So you don't have to bring anything.
And, oh, shoot, I had a question that just slipped my mind. 1 second, let me think about it for a minute. We were talking about equipment, we talked about the elevator. Oh, you guys put the calendar online, right?
Yes, we put our calendar on our Facebook page.
Okay.
Sometimes they do it on the Instagram, but I know
Okay.
it's on the Facebook page every month when we post it.
So if you're interested in taking a class and what times and you can't remember what we talked about earlier, just go to the Facebook page and check it out or just message them. But
We will also put pictures sometimes and sometimes videos of our classes too, so people can get an idea of what we offer.
yeah.
And we've also started this year, we actually started just adding, this is the second month now, so we've had a client of the month. We're picking somebody every month and just highlighting them that have been coming here. Some of the women, the first one, Crystal Ciceretti was our first one. She had been coming for about 8 years, I believe. And then we
Consistently.
Yes. And then we just picked one that just started with us like 6 months ago, Sierra Schroyer. So we're picking different people, but we're highlighting our clients every month
That's
because we
awesome.
appreciate them.
Yeah, that's awesome. Can you think of anything else that I didn't ask you? All right. Well, thank you guys so much. Please come check them out. Again, it's at the community center in Connellsville, 201, right, East Fairview Avenue. Check them out on Facebook. It's a super fun time. It's super family oriented. You're going to feel very welcomed. And I just walked in and everybody was smiling as they were walking out, which makes me so happy because I just want everybody to be involved in some kind of fitness. Because it's not only good for your body, but it's so good for your brain. And you know that's like super near and dear to my heart. But yes, so thank you guys, and thank you for joining me for another episode of Healing Whole, the podcast. I will see you next time.
Thank you.
Thanks.